Carl Froch versus Yusaf Mack for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Carl Froch returned to Nottingham, thankfully, motivated, very motivated, and stops Yusaf Mack. The very first heavy punch that Froch landed, Mack fell on the floor. Now, could be a number of reasons that made Froch look as good as he did. Bear in mind that Mack hasn't fought in the light heavyweight division for a long while. I think it's almost 8 years. So was he weight drained? Who knows? But as you saw from Andre Ward when he fought Chad Dawson, when he hit him on the chin, you saw what happened. And so it could all be very much an optical illusion in terms of, I'm not saying that Yusaf Mack had an iron chin or anything like that, but it could be much of an optical illusion, the way Froch was able to blow Yusaf Mack away as easy as he did. Yusaf Mack may have thought he was stronger than he actually was, and of course the first time Froch hit him on the chin, he realised, you know what, I ain't got much of a chance in here. So, you know, I didn't have any doubt that Froch would win the fight. I just had concerns. Froch may have come in under-prepared in terms of, you know, motivation. It was his first fight. He'd be having it outside the Super 6 against a guy that he didn't have much fear for. And, you know, he came in and he did stuff. So Froch is definitely maturing as a fighter. And it's obvious he is. So congratulations for Carl Froch for that. But this talk about Andre Ward, let's clear a few things up here, alright? Yusaf Mack is not Andre Ward, and despite what Carl Froch would like to tell you and me and the British media and all his fans, it was Carl Froch that fought in the final of the Super 6. It was him that turned up, alright? He says it wasn't him on the night. Well, if Andre Ward came to Nottingham, Froch will be saying the same thing again. It wasn't him that turned up in Nottingham, because technically Ward is a better inside fighter than Froch. Technically Ward is a better boxer than Froch. Okay. Technically Ward puts his punches better together than Froch does. Okay. Technically Ward is a better balanced fighter than Froch is. Okay. And physically Ward is a stronger fighter than Ward is. Fact. When Ward was able to get inside, and I did a blog about this, when Ward was able to get inside of Froch, he bullied him on the inside. Okay. This is a guy who fought at light heavyweight down to super middleweight. So if anybody watching this video is under the impression that because Carl Froch is at home and in Nottingham, somehow or the other he's going to win the fight, think again. He's more likely to take more punches and more punishment being at home, because he's going to be cheered on by the fans. And Andre Ward is a counter puncher. Look, he can counter punch what Froch does. Froch's best opportunity to win the fight is at long distance. Okay. The last couple of rounds, Froch did well in against Andre Ward, but by then Ward had already built up a lead, a considerable lead. And I believe that Ward damaged his hand in the fight. So if I were Carl Froch, I would take Mikkel Kessler on. If he's going to fight anybody, I'd fight Mikkel Kessler, because there you've got a fight where both guys are going to brawl again. It'll just be a free-for-all. You throw a punch at me, I throw a punch at you, you throw a punch at me, I throw a punch at you, and that's what it'll be about. No technical skill required in that. Get yourself fit, get your chin ready, and 12 rounds of just throwing punches left, right and centre. That's what it is. And yeah, it would be a great fight, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to see Ward be Froch too. I don't, sorry. And there's another man called Adonis Stevenson, Superman. I'd like to see Froch fight him. You know, a man that's young and youngish and hungry and has supreme punch power. You know, Froch has got a great chin. and he's got good work rate, and he looks great at home, I guess, against Bute, who was still an unknown quantity, and Mack, who wasn't expected to win. So, against Kessler, it'll be a different fight. Against Superman, it might be a different fight as well. But some people think that Adonis Stevenson isn't good enough to fight Froch. I would disagree. It could be a very interesting fight. But like I said, if I were Eddie Hearn, I would get the Kessler fight. Bear in mind, Kessler is now fighting Brian McGee, who I expect him to really knock out mid to late rounds. But anyway, enough of that. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments. I'm out.